Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. You're watching In Deep on the Delta, and this video is for you guys that have been out there grinding away. It's been tough, winter conditions. You're getting a bite, you're getting 2 bites, you're coming home with 1 fish, you're getting skunked, and you know how it is out here. It's just tough. It's tough winter conditions here on the Delta. Well, this video is for you because today we're going to talk about how you can come out here and break 20 pounds. And I wish I was the one that can tell you, but I'm not. But guess what? I got a couple of friends out here. Guys, come on up here, sit down. We're going to get this show on the road.
Thanks for having us, Steve.
No problem, man. Come on, have a seat. Let's get cozy. I got my friend Steve Bosrock here and Brayan. I'm not going to mess your name up.
Badali.
And let's just kind of go over this a little bit. Thursday, January 9th, foggy. Water temperature is 50 degrees, about a foot of visibility. You got a fluctuating barometer, cold fronts moving in and out, just generally crappy fishing conditions. So Thursday, January 9th. Brayan, does that ring a bell to you at all?
It rings a huge bell to me. It's the highlight of the year.
Wasn't that the day you guys put 22.9 in the boat for first?
Yep, 22.91 with a 7.21 kicker.
All right.
So you can call it 23.
So I think I would remember that also. So you know what? Let's get into it. And you guys agreed to come out here and share the information, talk about, what you were doing, so on and so forth. So, Steve, I want to ask you first, well, first of all, how many days a year do you put in on the Delta approximately?
I put 80 plus just doing tournaments, and then with fishing and practicing and just being on the water, definitely 150 plus.
Right here on the Delta?
Yep, right here on the Delta.
Steve, how about you?
Probably around the same.
Uh-huh.
We're fishing weekly, the weekly derbies out of Tracy Oasis, not including our regular circuits that we'll be fishing this year together.
Okay, so it goes without saying, you guys are experienced Delta anglers, experienced anglers basically in general, but really, when it comes down to fishing the Delta, you guys know the Delta and you know how to put fish in the boat. So Steve, let's talk about the week or two before the tournament. How many days did you guys actually come out and pre-fish for that Thursday tournament?
On top of fishing weekly on the every Thursday derby out there at Tracy Oasis, I'm probably 2 extra days on top of that, moving around, checking spots.
Mm-hmm. So you guys weren't out every day, but you had some time to pre-fish and you knew what was going on. And one of the things about Steve and Brayan is they won that tournament a couple weeks ago, but leading up to there, you guys had a couple seconds. I think last week you were second. This is not new to you, being up at the top of the pack.
Right. We've been holding second place for over a month. I think 2 months now. Holding solid second, being consistent, and just waiting for the day where we could really put things together.
Okay. And that day came. So, Brayan, let's talk about, how'd practice go for you guys?
Practice was good. It wasn't bad. When I practice, I don't necessarily see how much I can put on the scale. Mm-hmm. I just go out and look and try to find where maybe the 3+ pounders are. Then I'll leave that area alone and then keep looking and then try to do the same thing on tournament days, but pick it out a little more and spend more time there. So.
And you guys were catching fish. It wasn't this situation of going out and grinding out for 1 or 2 bites. You were getting bites. You were putting fish in the boat.
We were and we were not, because out of the 2-day practice before that, on Monday, I caught 0 fish. I actually was out there and I caught 0 fish. It was really tough. I was running around. Then I think I went back out on Wednesday, and then I finally caught a couple and found them. And then Thursday was just an epic day. We were at the right place at the right time, and it all worked out.
And I want everybody to understand that because, it's not like these guys are running around every day catching 20-pound bags. It took a lot of patience, a lot of work to go out there, and it's not all fun. You guys grinded it out. So, Steve, you got 4 days of practice in. Brayan's saying you're catching a few fish. What was your game day plan?
Game day plan was to basically stick to back of coves, solid pockets that I knew fish were in, whether I was graphing them, whether I was tossing in there, picking up a few, and going, okay, great, this is a good deal. There's fish here. Whether they are moving up and they're 3-pounders or whether they're moving up and they're 5-pounders, every day changes. But the fish are always there.
Okay, so you guys got a plan. You get out there, and I want to ask you a few extra questions. Was that plan to fish shallow? Was it to fish deep?
That plan was to fish deep.
Okay.
It was to fish deep, and then we had a little bit of fishing shallow, but that was all surrounded with the tides and how those were going to switch and hit us throughout the day.
Okay. I got another question. When you guys were pre-fishing, were you fishing together or were you fishing separately?
We were fishing separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Brayan, you guys are fishing separately. You've got somewhat of a plan going on. Talk a little bit about your bait selection and, basically the techniques that you guys had in your back pocket and you were going to start with.
I was out there, like I said, the first Monday I had 0 fish. I was throwing everything I could. Well, what did it for me was I have this new bait that Angler's Paradise made, the Paradise Potion Spunk Shad by Missile Baits, and I love the Brett's Craw Z-Man. Usually I throw the Donkey Slayers, and I didn't have any because I slow drag them on the bottom and I lose them all the time, and I'm waiting for John. But so I pulled out the Brett's Craw and I threw that on there, and to me, January, first thing that comes in my head is red. So I just decided to throw that on there and started slow dragging it, and that did it for me. And then also I was messing with so many colors of worms and just finesse until finally I started kind of figuring it out. Like when it's cleaner, I try to stick to a little more like green pumpkin, red flake, and then whenever it gets a little dirtier, I throw that black and blue flake, which helps out a lot, and that's where Johnny
you
Creek.
showed, and by the way, when we're talking about Donkey Slayers, you were throwing a chatterbait. That's primarily, and you showed me the color. It's pretty much kind of that black and red. It's pretty much a bruised orange or bruised tomato.
I got it with me, of course.
Put one of those out, and I'll hold it up for these guys.
This is the chatterbait in the combo that I caught it on. I do like to cut the skirts a little shorter. Unfortunately, the one I had was really beat up. But it's like an orange, rotten tomato with like a green-black back, and it's called Paradise Potion, and the only place you can get it in the world is Angler's Paradise and Marine off 9th Street in Modesto, and it's just been working wonders for me. I haven't put it down. I've been using it on everything. And
so how many fish did you put in the boat with a chatterbait?
The first 5 fish came off Senkos in the morning within about first hour and a half. And then the rest of the day, I sat that down and everything came off of this. I want to say maybe about another 3 or 4 fish. Yeah.
And again, I talked to you guys a little bit before our video here. You guys had 20, 25 fish that day. You were calling 3-pound fish.
We did. We had quite a few in the first hour. We had probably 8 fish in the first hour, and we blast off 8:30 that day.
And those 8 fish, what was your poundage at that point?
Poundage, I think we had a solid 15
13,
pounds
14,
or so,
15,
somewhere
like
around
that.
there. The majority of them they came off a slow-moving bait, dead stick style. I think one of them came off a reaction bait, but other than that.
Okay, now we're getting to some meat here, because you guys started out, you had a plan, you picked up 5-6 fish right off the bat within the first hour. You got 15 pounds in the boat. I know you're feeling pretty good about that, but 15 pounds for that Thursday tournament, you never feel solid with 15 pounds. You wanted to get something a little better. So Steve, I'm going to ask you, first hour, you're catching fish on those worms. What did you have to do through the course of the day to change your plans? Did you go from deep to shallow, shallow to deep? What happened? And tell us about after you got away from that worm bite, what you guys started doing.
It all came down to preparation the days and the weeks following, prior to that, where we're moving water, we're checking spots. in that preparation, just remembering your 7 P's, which is prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That's one thing I always keep in the back of my mind.
Can you say that again?
Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That's our 7 P's. It's a good little saying I live by. And so yeah, we're moving water. We're keeping our eyes out, and a lot of times I'm fishing stuff that I don't think there's fish there, and that's just so I know for sure that the spots I know have fish are the spots that I need to go back to.
Yeah, repeat that again, because I'm trying to wrap my mind around that. Say that one more
Very
time.
interesting. It's a tongue twister.
It is. It could be which part was that?
You're fishing in places that you know don't have fish?
Correct. I am. And there are places that can hold fish this time of year, but there are also places I don't think hold fish.
But you're still fishing them?
I'm still fishing them, but I'm fishing them briefly. I'm making sure that my mindset and my plan is going to work out.
We talked about that, being curious. You have to be curious.
Correct. And that's a little part of that. I mean, how many times have you guys out on the water just gone, hey, we're going to try this bait, we're going to go do this, because you know what, we haven't caught anything anyway, we might as well try it, and then boom, you stick a fish.
So when you guys were getting them on those worms, you were in about 7-8 feet of water, or deeper. How deep were the worm fish?
About 7-8 feet, but you know, we're casting shallow and dragging it in, so we're trying to get attention, and they're probably moving up, eating it as they go.
So as the tide came in and these fish were probably moving up into shallows, when you were throwing those chatterbaits, how shallow were you throwing them? How close to the bank?
We're right on the bank.
Okay.
We're throwing them right on the bank, in about a foot of water.
And by the way, I talked to these guys a little bit before. As I said, they weren't on an island. They were fishing a bank. Was that do you want to care to say if it was a rock bank or a tule bank or what kind of bank it was? And you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. We can edit this out.
No, we don't mind.
It was necessarily a bank that I had seen on low tide quite a few times, and I felt that it was a feeding bank for these fish. And I had been waiting quite some time for the water to be up and the water to be right and staying the right color in order to hit it. And I think I explained to Brayan as we were out there, and I said, you know, it's time to hit that bank. And we pulled out the reaction baits, and as soon as we pulled up, I think first cast was a 5-pounder. Then that's when he went ahead and netted it, and he gave me my bait back, said, hey, keep going. My next cast was another one, 2 back to back. He didn't even have time to put the net down.
So that's when you guys started approaching 20 pounds.
And then we were just cooling 3-pounders back to back.
Right, nice.
I didn't even have time. I would get the fish, take the hook off. I'm like, here, get back in there. And by the time I'm putting the fish in there, I'm already grabbing the net and getting the second fish in. You know. So.
Yeah, and it sounds like it was just your day that day. I mean, you guys put everything together, and I don't want to say it's luck, because it's not luck. It comes from hard work and patience and a lot of grinding it out here. But it was your day. You guys don't expect to get that 22 9-pound bag every Thursday.
We don't, but we like to try to be near it and stay consistent as we can. And we've been kind of consistent, which has been good, from 18 to 20 pounds. And like last Thursday, I went out on Wednesday, did 19 pounds. On Thursday, we did 17 something, took second place, second big fish. And we try to stay as consistent and as to the pattern as we can.
Yeah, and just to key in on that, we try to catch 5 fish. We go out there with the mindset, catch 5 fish. This time of year, you're going to beat 75-80% of the field just bringing in 5 fish.
Absolutely.
So if we can go out, get 5 keepers, whether they're just over 13 inches or 6 pounds, it doesn't matter to us at that point. We want to catch 5 fish, and then we want to dial it in from there.
Okay. You talked about getting 5 fish, and it's not necessarily having 5 winning fish, but you get out there, you start catching fish, you're feeling good. It's a whole different mindset, and the mindset of the difference between going out and just getting blanked for the first couple hours compared to what you guys did. You had fish in the boat, you're catching fish. Didn't have a winning bag, but it kind of gives you that kind of gives you that, that confidence to just really push a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And Brayan, you mentioned before, the night before the tournament, you guys had a really, you guys were talking to each other. You're thinking you're going to catch the fish. You got that game plan together. You're ready to go. And, talk a little bit about how important it is to just stay mentally sharp, whether you're catching fish, whether you're not catching fish.
Bobby Barrick told me best, and if it wasn't for him, I would have never had this mindset. If you have a clear mind and you have a good day, things will be great and they will work out for you. And the night before, me and him are on the phone and we're just talking, we're laughing, and I told him I feel great about tomorrow. It's just everything was good and positive, and I was smiling, and we showed up the next day. We're just, happy, joking around. You have to have a positive mindset. You have to have a clear mind, and you have to go out there and just, I know it's hard. I know you're competing and it's very competitive, but you have to enjoy what you're doing. You can't take the fun out of it, and you can't frustrate yourself because you're just going to hurt yourself.
How'd you feel about that, Steve? Were you all that happy until you talked to Brayan, or did he pump you up, or what the heck?
No, I was, man. And just getting on the phone with him the night before, there was an energy there. We knew we had a pattern going on. We knew we had the opportunity. We really did, especially with the weeks prior to that. But the positivity, I mean, Brayan can back me. It's every time we get in the boat, it's let's go have a good time. Let's just go have fun. Dial it down. That keeps the nerves down.
Trust me, it gets frustrating, and it's okay to get mad. It's okay to get frustrated. Just redirect yourself and get back in position. And
mentality-wise, when we're moving down the bank and boom, we stick a good fish. It doesn't matter if it's a 6-pounder or a 10. At the end of the day, it matters, yes. But at that particular moment, in order to keep our positivity high and our minds clear, we're going, it was just a small one. There's another one down the bank. Go get it. And we're just bouncing off of each other, and we're keeping our positive attitudes up.
Well, you guys have a good thing going. Like I said, you've won that tournament. You've had several second-place finishes, and whatever you're doing, you got to keep doing. And I appreciate you guys coming on and talking about what you did. A lot of guys, are pretty close-lipped. Brayan, you've got a YouTube channel. Let them know if somebody has questions for you or how they can get a hold of your YouTube channel to keep up with you, and give them your information.
So I'm under all social media, Fisher Go Home. I'm running the YouTube channel, Fisher Go Home ENT. This year I'll be flooding it. I got 6 terabytes of videos from last year also that I'll be working on. I was just so busy fishing last year. You know how it is when it comes to editing and doing videos.
Yeah,
and
catching all those
when
fish,
you're on the water every day and fishing, last thing you want to do is try to get as much time you can to do videos. So this year I'm going to try to do my best and get as much as I can out there.
Okay.
But if anybody needs any information, you ever want help on the water, advice, or to even talk, you can reach out. Best place to reach out to me is on Instagram, Fisher Go Home.
Okay, so check out Brayan at Fisher Go Home. Steve, let's give some information about your contact information. For you guys who don't recognize Steve, Steve also runs the Lunkers tournament. He is the director, so give them some information about how they can contact you and maybe get some information on that Monday night Lunkers tournament.
Yeah, sure. If you guys want to reach out, you can reach out social media, Facebook, Instagram. It's all lta.fishing. Same with our website, lunkerstournament.com. All the information is put up there, and we try to keep it up to date as much as possible. We do have our season opener coming March 30th. Blast off will be 2 p.m., $100 buy-in, 100% payback. We got a group of great sponsors we pulled in this year. Johnny Creek Custom Baits. They'll be applying 10 bags of baits weekly per tournament for the guys. And every third tournament, they'll be throwing in a glide bait for the giveaway there at the tournament. John over at Donkey Slayer Lures, he's agreed to give out a Donkey Slayer to big fish every week.
Nice.
As well as the championship. We got Big Baits is coming out. He's going to be bringing out some custom rods, all American made, stainless steel guides, all patented. Pretty awesome. Looking forward to getting onto those. Crappie Closet Lures, he'll also be pouring baits, bringing them out.
Marlon's a great guy.
Marlon's out there, yeah, great guy. If you've had the chance to talk to him, you know it. A lot of energy, all about the sport. We're also bringing Elite Armory back out, so all of our sponsors have returned from our 3 previous years, which is good. They like what we're doing. we're putting it all together for the anglers.
All right.
You know.
And that's it, guys. It's as simple as that. So you have no reason not to go out there. I don't think you don't have to get a 23-pound bag, but you guys can hit 18, 19, 20 pretty easy now. So, and it's all because of these guys. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
All right.
guys.
See you guys out there. Good luck.